The year is 1974. The Vietnam War casts a long shadow. The world grapples with the aftermath of the 1973 Arab-Israeli War. Enter Noam Chomsky, an MIT professor who dares to challenge the status quo. He publishes a book that ignites fierce debate. Chomsky doesn't just analyze the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. He dissects it. He exposes the raw nerves of power, injustice, and the human cost of conflict. Fast forward to today. Chomsky's words resonate with even greater urgency. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict remains a festering wound. The issues he raised, US foreign policy, Israeli settlements, Palestinian self-determination, remain central to the conversation. This essay delves into the heart of Chomsky's controversial masterpiece. We'll explore his core arguments, confront the criticisms he faced, and examine why his work remains important today. Buckle up, folks. This is going to be a bumpy ride. Chomsky's book is not for the faint of heart. It's a searing indictment of power, injustice, and the failure of diplomacy. But it's also a beacon of hope, a call for a just and lasting peace based on international law and human dignity. Let's dive in, shall we? Chomsky doesn't pull any punches when it comes to US foreign policy in the Middle East. He argues that the US has consistently prioritized its own strategic interests over the pursuit of peace and justice. He points to the unwavering US support for Israel, often turning a blind eye to the plight of Palestinians. This unwavering support, Chomsky argues, creates a dangerous power imbalance. It emboldens Israel and undermines any incentive for meaningful negotiations. The US, he claims, acts more like an accomplice than an honest broker in the quest for peace. Chomsky's critique isn't just about the US and Israel. He also calls out what he sees as the hypocrisy of Western powers. They preach about democracy and human rights while propping up authoritarian regimes in the Middle East. This double standard, he argues, fuels resentment and instability in the region. Chomsky doesn't shy away from criticizing Israeli policies. He views the expansion of Israeli settlements in the occupied territories as a form of colonialism. These settlements, he argues, are illegal under international law and a major obstacle to peace. Chomsky contends that Israel's pursuit of security has come at a steep price for Palestinians. He documents the displacement, dispossession, and daily hardships faced by Palestinians living under occupation. Checkpoints, land confiscation, and restrictions on movement become stark reminders of the power imbalance. He argues that true security cannot be achieved through military might or territorial expansion. It requires addressing the legitimate grievances of both sides and finding a way to coexist peacefully. Now let's delve into the Palestinian narrative. This perspective is often overshadowed, but is crucial for a comprehensive understanding. Palestinians see themselves as the indigenous people who have been dispossessed of their land. They recount a history of the displacement, occupation, and resistance. Understanding their viewpoint is essential to grasp the full picture of the conflict. So as we move forward, keep in mind the profound impact of these experiences on the Palestinian identity and their struggle for self-determination. In this chapter, Chomsky delves into the complex and often contentious issue of anti-Semitism versus anti-injustice. He challenges the notion that criticism of Israeli policies is inherently anti-Semitic, urging readers to distinguish between genuine prejudice and legitimate critique. Chomsky emphasizes the importance of standing against all forms of injustice, regardless of the perpetrator. By doing so, he argues, we can foster a more equitable and compassionate world. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, Chomsky's insights remain incredibly pertinent. His analysis of power structures, media manipulation, and social justice continues to resonate with contemporary audiences. Chomsky's work serves as a crucial reminder of the need to remain vigilant and critical of those in power. By applying his principles to today's challenges, we can better understand and address the systemic issues that persist in our society. Chomsky's writings are not merely academic exercises, they are a call to action. He implores individuals to engage actively in their communities, to speak out against injustices, and to advocate for meaningful change. Chomsky believes that every person has the potential to make a difference, no matter how small their actions may seem. By coming together and working towards a common goal, we can create a more just and equitable world for future generations. Despite the many challenges and injustices highlighted in his work, Chomsky remains hopeful for a just and lasting peace. He believes that through education, activism, and solidarity, we can plant the seeds of change. Chomsky encourages us to envision a world where human rights are upheld and all people can live with dignity and respect. It is this vision of hope and determination that drives his lifelong commitment to social justice and peace.